Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, for the first time ever, I am going to be doing a tier ranking video. This is very popular in the not just the wrestling community, but the YouTube community. So I thought, with Edge recently having his most likely his final match ever against Sheamus on SmackDown, I thought it was only right that I get all the Edge matches together and rank them. See which ones were his best, which ones were his worst, which ones were kind of in the middle. So that's what I'm going to do here today. And want to give a little shout out to Mr. Santa Zap. He's a wrestling YouTuber here in the community. I know he's done a lot of these type of videos, and I will say I kind of drew a little inspiration from him. So shout out to him, really. But yeah, like I said, these tier making videos are very common in the community. So like I said, this is all the Edge's matches, so we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna get straight to it. I try to put him in order from his legit his first match back, all the way to the end. So some of these might be out of order just a little bit, but nonetheless, we're gonna grab them. We're gonna go with it, and we're gonna see what happens. So with that being said, let's get to it. Um, First on the list, we have the Royal Rumble, and this is actually going to be an S, which is for those who are not familiar with this tier making stuff. A is great, or I would say good. B is good but not great. C is solid, and D is the worst, or F. S obviously represents special, but this Royal Rumble is definitely going in the S tier because this was a very special moment. I'll never forget that day, losing Kobe Bryant, unfortunately, but Edge making his return. 10 years. You never would have thought Edge would come back, even though there were rumors that he was coming back. You still didn't think he was gonna come back. So for him to come back, special moment, and yeah, man, I loved it. I loved everything about that moment. So definitely goes in that tier, in my opinion. All right, so next on the list we have Edge versus Randy Orton. This was the WrestleMania where there was no crowd. Man, it really feels like so many years ago, even though it was like 3 years ago, something like that. But this was their last man standing match, and this is actually going to go as a C. It wasn't a bad match by any means necessary, but it wasn't a great match by any means as well. I remember watching this match live and like being like, from a story standpoint, it was really good. Like I thought the build up was absolutely perfect, but the match was extremely long, and I just remember saying like, man, like there was just some parts in this match that just kind of dragged on. You know what I mean? But I thought from a storytelling standpoint, it was executed well, and yeah, I thought they got their story right, but the match just was really long. Hence why I put it at the C tier. All right, so next on the list we have Randy Orton versus Edge Part 2. This was their match from the greatest Royal, not the greatest Royal Rumble, the greatest wrestling match ever, excuse me, um, Backlash 2020. And this is actually going to go as a B. I think this was in my top three matches of 2021. I made that video for WWE. But yeah, man, they really hyped this match up like it was the greatest wrestling match ever. And obviously, right off the gate, it wasn't the greatest wrestling match ever, no, but it definitely was a really good match. If you are a fan of both men, if you are a fan of just wrestling in general, I think this would definitely be a match, you would definitely want to watch. Um, yeah, man, Edge and Randy, they really went out there. They really went toe to toe. It wasn't like they were going out there and not having a bad match. They were trying their hardest. They were trying their best. But the greatest wrestling match ever. That the tagline was so stupid because there is no such thing as a greatest wrestling match ever. So the tagline's laughable, but the match, despite Edge suffering an injury towards the end, it's actually really good. So yeah. All right, next on the list we have the Royal Rumble 2022. This was when Edge made his return from injury, and I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this about. Should I put this as a C or a B? Y'all gotta excuse me because I've never done this before, so this is gonna be kind of interesting here. I'm gonna put this at a C. I know Edge came in at number one, but like he was kind of dragging along the match. Like I know him and Randy like brawled towards the end, but then I think Randy got taken out with a leg injury, so he didn't even really do anything throughout the entire match. So Edge was kind of in the match, just kind of stalling a little bit, but he did win the match, which was a cool moment. But I thought his work in that Rumble was solid to say the least. And next on the list, we have Edge versus Randy Orton on Raw. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this one a D. Yeah, just going back and watching that match. That match wasn't really nothing. I think Alexa got involved in that match, which was, if you guys remember, the Alexa Randy Orton, the Bray Wyatt storyline was just so wacky and so dumb, um, and the it was a typical Raw main event match that got like 8 minutes. So there's really nothing else you can say about it. All right, so next on the list we had Edge taking on Jey Uso. This was their match on SmackDown, and I'm actually going to put this in the I'm a B or C. I'm gonna put this as a B. I'm gonna put this as a B. This was main event Jey Uso, and I thought it was a nice little SmackDown match between the both guys. Edge and Jey Uso really went at it. They were actually fighting to compete to see who was gonna be the special enforcer for the match at Fastlane between Bryan and Roman. I think a lot of you know where I'm going with that. Edge obviously won that match, but definitely I'll put it as a B. It's a nice little SmackDown match. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. And definitely I got to put this as the A list, man. Roman versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan, triple threat match, Universal title, WrestleMania. One of my favorite triple threat matches ever, actually. Like, that match was just freaking amazing. Like, as soon as the bell rung, just action everywhere, man. So I really enjoyed this triple threat match. I know a lot of people weren't too happy with Daniel Bryan involved. I didn't mind it. I like Daniel Bryan, so him being added into the match, I think made the match even better. But yeah, this is really good. This is really good. All right, so the next on the list we got this was the first SmackDown when they added fans. This was the go home show before Money in the Bank. This was, I know you can't see him, but this was Dominic. This was Ray and Edge taking on Roman and the Usos. And the reason why I'm putting this as a B, first things first, a star-studded six-man tag. I think the six-man tag lasted for like 15 minutes, but I loved every single moment of it, from the entrances to the bell rung to the match to the end to the end sequences with the brawls. I loved everything about this, so that's why I'm putting it as a B. Um, Definitely, man, what a great way to get the fans, because again, this was their first show officially back with fans, and what a great way to hype it up, man. So definitely, just wonderful to see that, man. All right, so next on the list, Roman and Edge, Money in the Bank. I'm also going to put this as a I'm gonna put this as a B. This was a good match. I thought this was a good match. I really like the story they played with this match. Obviously Roman wanting to show that he is better than Edge, Edge wanting to win the Universal Championship. Getting his moment, beating Roman, finally getting Roman one on one. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this match. I feel like out of all the Roman Reigns title defenses, a lot of people don't talk about this match for some strange reason. But me personally, I thought this was a really good match and a really good main event. Rollins gets involved, and obviously this leads to Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam, which is automatically going in as an A. Man, oh man, one of the best matches, not just from that pay per view, one of the best matches of the year. The Edge Seth Rollins feud was something that we have all been waiting for years now. This is a rivalry that's been in the making for years now, and they finally culminated at SummerSlam. Just awesome stuff, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. I'm gonna go with Edge and Rollins, their rematch on SmackDown in MSG. I'm gonna put this as a B. It was good. I will say it was a good match, but I wouldn't say it was nearly as good as their SummerSlam or their Hell in a Cell match, which I'm about to talk about here. But definitely another match I would check out, like Edge and Rollins, because they have so good chemistry. They have great chemistry with each other, and Rollins is so damn good. These guys never had a bad match. These guys never had a bad match. Now, the Hell in a Cell match, and I think this was my match of the year for 2022. So I'm gonna put this as an S, man. Like, go watch Edge and Rollins Hell in a Cell, and then you'll know why I put this as the S tier, man. Like, this match was freaking awesome, and the Hell in a Cell perfect because the Hell in a Cell, it's supposed to end feuds, and this was the perfect way to end the Edge and Seth Rollins feud. Just all around great stuff. But you know what they say? When something goes up, some stuff must come down. And I feel like right now we're about to get into some of the not so good stuff of the Edge um, of his second run here. Edge took on The Miz at day one. This is the next match on the list. I'm gonna put this as a C. It was, and I said it in the day one review. It was mad. It was really mad. Edge and Miz. I like their face off they had, but their match, I just remember watching it and just being like, I just don't know about this one, Chief. I just don't know. And I actually thought all the matches leading up to this point, I thought this was the weakest Edge match since his return. But I feel like this match here, his match at the Royal Rumble, definitely took the cake. Edge and his wife Beck Phoenix taking on Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag team match at the Royal Rumble. I understand, you want to have Edge team up with his wife during his run, but man, I watching this match back, watching it live, I just remember saying like, "Holy Camito, this match is not good." It just, I couldn't get into it. I really couldn't. Um, and it's definitely, in my opinion, one of, if not the weakest Edge match since he's been back. If I'm being like completely honest with you, and I think if you go back and watch that match, you would probably agree with me too. But anyways, nonetheless, um, that's why I put that as D. So now, next on the list, we have Edge versus AJ Styles. Edge was coming into this match as a heel, presumably uh, coming back under his rated R superstar persona, and I'm gonna put this as a C. I'm gonna put this as a C because I had high expectations for this match, and I just remember watching the match and just being like, "Dang, this match is solid at best." Like, I was, I was saying like heading into the show, "Oh, this is gonna be one of the best matches on the card." Match stealer, home runner, all that stuff. But the match didn't turn out that way, in my opinion. So that's why I'm putting it as a C. Um, but man, if Edge and AJ definitely faced off like, I'd say maybe a few years earlier, they definitely would have had an amazing match. And their match at WrestleMania Backlash, the rematch was kind of the same. Nothing really to it, in my honest opinion. Nothing really all that special, but it wasn't bad. Like his matches with AJ, in my opinion, were not that bad. So hence why I'm putting it as a C, for solid, to say the least. But this is again because Edge is at this point bringing in this new faction known as the Judgment Day, and now we're getting into this with a six mixed tag team match play because we got the women involved, and I'm gonna put this as a C as well. This was AJ, this was Finn, this was Liv Morgan taking on the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, not Finn Balor. Ironic. But Edge, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. Yeah, this match was solid to say the least. I did like Liv Morgan and Finn and AJ together. I thought like when they did the little Too Sweet together, I thought that was cool. But outside of that, I mean, there's really nothing else to it. Um, but I say kind of ironic because Finn ultimately did join the Judgment Day and they kicked Edge out, which turned out to be the greatest thing they could actually do. But yeah, this is the start pretty much of Edge pretty much beginning his year-long feud with the Judgment Day. And speaking of which, we're going to get back to his match with Damian Priest, which I'm actually going to put as an A. I really thought this match with him and Damian Priest on Raw, I believe it was in Toronto, but or at least in Canada, somewhere in Canada. But I thought it was amazing, and it was really good. Freaking Damian Priest. This night, I think, really showed like, okay, Damian Priest, this guy, he's gonna be a future main eventer. If he could hang with Edge, he could hang with anybody. And dude, Edge busted out a freaking Canadian Destroyer, which I never thought, no one thought he could do. So that was flipping cool. So that's why I'm putting that on the list at number A. Man, just all around really good match. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Next, we have him. Or am I going in? I want to go in order. My bad, y'all. Oh no, we're good. We're straight. My bad, y'all. Again, my apologies. This is the first time I've done this. I'm trying to go in the order of the Edge matches from start to finish. But yeah, man. So Edge, Rey Mysterio, taking on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest at the Clash at the Castle. And outside of the Dominic heel turn, you know what? I'm uh, I'm really torn. I want to put this as a C, but I want to put this as a B because like it was a little fun and exciting. I'm gonna put this as a B. You know, given the time they were given, I thought it was a little fun, little tag team match player, and the ending was flipping awesome. Dominic, turning on Edge, turning on his father, and joining the Judgment Day. Yeah, man, what just some awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff around, and yeah, that freaking crowd was amazing, man. That Cardiff Wales crowd, just completely amazing. Next on the list we have Edge and Dominic for Raw. Yeah, I'm a put this as a D. There's really nothing to this match. Dominic's just getting started with the Judgment Day. This was pretty much the Judgment Day staking their claim that they won Raw and they run and they're better than Edge. So there's really nothing else to it. But again, this Judgment Day feud was really long. Edge and Finn Balor at Extreme Rules, a B definitely in my opinion. I think this was the best match coming out of Extreme Rules. The ladder match was good, but I thought this was way better than the main event. I love the story they played here. Beth getting involved, Rhea just committing a horrifying act against Beth Phoenix that forced Edge to say I quit. Man, really good stuff here. If you haven't seen this I Quit match, I would definitely recommend you go check this one out. So, yeah. All right, so next we have the Royal Rumble because we didn't see Edge for the rest of the year. I'm actually going to put this as a D. And the reason why I'm labeling it as a D is I'm not talking about the overall Rumble. I'm just talking about Edge's performance. And Edge, outside of him just attacking the Judgment Day, really didn't do else. Like his motive wasn't to win the Royal Rumble. His motive was just to go after Finn and the crew. So yeah, that's pretty much to it. But now that I'm looking at this list here, there's actually one match that I forgot to add on these pictures here, and again I apologize because it's my first time doing this kind of stuff. But it was Edge and Beth versus Rhea and Finn at the Chamber, and I actually would have put that as a C. I thought that match was solid at best. Not great, but not bad. So if the picture was here, which as you can see it's not, I would have put it as a C. But anyways, we're going to get to Austin Theory versus Edge. This is for the United States Championship player, and I'm gonna put this as a B. You know, say what you want about Austin Theory, but when he goes, man, he goes. And in this match against Edge, he showed heart, man. And there were times in this match where it did felt like Edge was gonna win, but then he didn't, because obviously the Judgment Day again with their BS shenanigans. But I thought this was really good, and I thought this was just a really nice little win for Austin Theory, and definitely a really, really good match for the United States Championship. And in my opinion, that's why I'm putting it at the B list on this tier list. All right, so Edge versus the Demon at Wrestle Freaking Mania, Hell in a Cell. This is it, man. This is the culmination of a year-long feud, and I'm gonna put this as a C. It was solid in my opinion because it could have been better. Finn did bleed in this match, which kind of slowed things down a bit, and the Demon really should have won here. Like, looking back at it, Finn really could have won here because the Demon, like, you can't even take the Demon seriously now. Like the Demon lost to Roman because of Jesus, because of the turnbuckle, and then he loses again. At this point, you can't really take the Demon seriously. Hell, with the way how many losses Finn has been taking a lot, you really can't take Finn Balor at all seriously. But this match with Edge was solid. It wasn't, again, as you can see on this tier list, there's been way worse matches than this. So this was solid. This wasn't bad by any means. All right, so Edge versus AJ versus Rey Mysterio. I'm putting this as a B. This was for the World's Heavyweight Championship Tournament player, and yeah, man, this was good. This wasn't great in my opinion, but this was, maybe it would have been great. I feel like if they were given a little bit more time, but oh man, just seeing these three guys go at it, it was, as AJ would say, this was strictly and utterly phenomenal. And yeah, man, Edge and Rey and AJ just put on a truly, in my opinion, a truly underrated SmackDown match of this past year, if I'm being like completely honest with you. So next on the list, Grayson Waller versus Edge. This was a solid match. This was a nice little showcase for Grayson Waller to get himself over, to get himself out there. I really do think Grayson Waller is going to be a big name here in the next couple of years in the WWE. And this match against Edge really showed it. A simple yet good story of seeing Grayson, if he can swim or sink. And like Edge said, he told Grayson on the mic after the match that you swam. So that's good. And now we got the last match on this tier list, obviously, last night, Sheamus versus Edge. A. This was simply A. You know what? I feel like if they were given, man, even more time, I will put this as an S. And then what really pissed me off about this match, and it wasn't even the wrestlers, it was simply the fact that the match wasn't commercial free. I really wish it was commercial free. But Edge and Sheamus, this was, even though this match took place like 48 hours ago, epic. The Toronto crowd, seeing his family, his friends, his loved ones, it was awesome. The match was simply amazing, and hence why I'm putting it at the A list. So yeah, that has been all of Edge's run, man. And like I said, I don't know if this is truly the end for Edge. Is it? Well, we'll see. Maybe he comes back. Maybe he goes somewhere else. We don't know. But if this is truly the end for Edge, all these matches, I say he had a good run. I say he had a good run. The Judgment Day, Small nitpick, was kind of long. I feel like if it ended like if it ended shorter, we could have gotten more matches. Like I know he had a match against KO on live events, but like seeing that on TV, seeing him go against Sami Zayn, maybe see him go up against Logan Paul, um, Ricochet. I feel like there would have been even more matches on this tier list. Probably even at A. You know what I mean? But it wasn't a bad run. Like he had a really really good run. Like I've seen other wrestlers that have came back and they've had not so good runs. So Edge, amazing career, 25 years of awesome epicness, all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tier list. If you guys like this kind of video, if you want me to make more videos like this, I will definitely do them. Um, but I will see y'all in the next video, man. And yeah, I'm out. So peace.